Here we go. Seahawks Nation, kicking off another news roundup here on the channel with more updates about our Seahawks. Welcome to another quick, up-to-date, and objective news update. This is Charles speaking with you all. If you're new, make sure to subscribe so you can stay well informed about everything happening with the Seattle Seahawks and help support the channel with a like. Seahawks fans, smash that like button. It helps me a lot, motivates me, and strengthens my humble work here on YouTube. All right, fans, let's start with a current and concerning situation. I have some important news about our offense that could change the game for next week. It's about Kenneth Walker, our beast of a running back. Brace yourselves, this one is intense. Let's go back to week 1 because it was epic. Walker absolutely shredded the Broncos defense. The guy ran for 103 yards on 20 carries and even scored a touchdown. It was a fantastic performance. But then, at the end of the second half, we got a scare. Walker left the field with an oblique injury. You know, that pain on the side of the body? Adam Schefter, the ESPN guy who's always in the know, dropped the bomb. Walker's status for week 2 against the Patriots is now in doubt due to this injury. Yes, folks, we might be without our main running back. But don't worry just yet. Walker still has 2 chances to practice, on Thursday and Friday, before we travel to New England. Right now, he's listed as questionable for Sunday's game. That means he still has a chance to play, but it's not guaranteed. Let's not forget how crucial Walker was in the last game. After a weak first half, where we even gave up 2 safeties, those plays where the opposing team scores 2 points, Walker came in strong in the second half and turned the game around. That 23-yard touchdown run at the beginning of the third quarter, that's what gave us the lead, and we never looked back. Now, if Walker can't play on Sunday, who steps in? That's where Charbonnet, our backup running back, comes in. And he's no ordinary backup. Charbonnet has proven himself when he had to fill in for Walker before. He's a physical runner, the kind that loves to bulldoze through the defense. He fits perfectly with the playing style Mike Macdonald wants for the team. And there's more. In the last game, Charbonnet showed he can catch passes too. Remember that 30-yard touchdown he caught from Geno Smith in the fourth quarter? Yep, the guy's got it all. But let's be honest, if Walker can't play, we're gonna miss him. That combination of speed and power he has is hard to replace. Do you think Walker will recover in time? Or do you trust Charbonnet to hold down the fort? All right, fans, let's keep it going. Our coach, Mike Macdonald, confirmed that Uchenna Nwosu'S will miss his 2nd consecutive game. You remember he twisted his knee on that illegal block by Wyatt Teller of the Browns in the last preseason game? Well, he hasn't recovered yet. The good news is Nwosu'S hasn't been placed on injured reserve, which means he could return soon. But for this Sunday against the Patriots, no chance. And the team ruled him out before the first practice of the week. But don't worry, we have a plan B. Without Nwosu'S, we're starting Boye Mafe and Dre'Mont Jones on the edges. Derek Hall and Trevis Gibson, who we just signed, will serve as backups. And there's more. Since we're traveling across the country for a 10 a.m. kickoff in our time zone, we might call up Tyreek Smith or Tyus Bowser from the practice squad for added depth. 2 more concerns, Ken Walker III and George Fant. Macdonald said they're both being evaluated day to day. Walker, as we mentioned, left late in the game against the Broncos with an abdominal issue. Fant hurt his knee in the first quarter, and Stone Forsythe had to step in for him. If Walker can't play, we've got Kenny McIntosh ready to back up Charbonnet. We could even call up George Holani from the practice squad. As for Fant, if he doesn't recover, Mike Jarrell, who was cut in week 1, will likely be added to the team. McClendon Curtis could also be called up from the practice squad if needed. And to wrap things up, I've got some news that might lift your spirits. Pharaoh Brown, our veteran tight end who's been out since August with a foot injury, really wants to make his return this week. He's eager to play against his former team in New England. But Macdonald said he's still day-to-day, just like Walker and Fant. Seahawks Nation, who do you think will miss more on the field? Nwosu'S on defense or Walker on offense? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And now to close out the video, I've got some info that'll take you on a trip down memory lane. It's about a very familiar face, someone who's worn our jersey and could be coming back. Get ready for this nostalgic news. We're talking about Duane Brown. That's right, the Duane Brown, who was our left tackle from 2017 to 2021. Remember him? The guy was a wall on our offensive line for years. Let's do a quick career recap of this giant. Brown has played 218 games in his career. That's not something just anyone can say, huh? Most of those games were at left tackle, first with the Houston Texans, then with us here in Seattle, and most recently with the New York Jets. But let's talk about his last season in 2023. It wasn't his best, to be honest. Brown struggled with a hip injury that shortened his season. He played in 5 games, starting in 3 of them. But his numbers, oh man, the numbers weren't great. According to PFF, Pro Football Focus, Brown had an overall grade of 47.9. In pass blocking, which is crucial for a tackle, his grade was even lower, 38.3. He did a bit better in run blocking with a 53.5. Those are way below what we're used to seeing from Brown. But wait a second. Before we jump to conclusions, there's something important to consider. The Jets' entire offensive line struggled in 2023. It wasn't just Brown who had a tough time. And here's the interesting part. John Schneider has shown he's not afraid to sign players from the Jets. Remember how he brought in Laken Tomlinson this offseason? So, could he do the same with Brown? Imagine bringing back a guy who knows our system, has tons of experience, and could have a redemption season with us. It's tempting, right? Of course, there are pros and cons. Brown isn't that young player we got in 2017 anymore. He's 38 now. But on the other hand, his experience is invaluable. He could be an incredible mentor for our younger offensive linemen. What do you think? Would it be a good move to bring Duane Brown back? Or should we go for some fresh blood on the offensive line? Do you think Brown still has enough left in the tank for another high-level season? Let us know in the comments. And that's it. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe to the channel. It's super important. Thank you for everything, and let's go Seahawks.